this is the platform that he has me on. I may not be behind the podium, I may not be in the pulpit, but this is the platform. Every platform is not a pulpit. And this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm doing what I've been called to do.
You spoke that with passion, and I could tell you had some things you need to get off. So hopefully this platform allowed you to do that, to breathe a little bit. That's really why I'm here. You know, the same with you. Like I'm working. This is not like a hobby. It's really not a hobby. It's a declaration. You know, I really get on here and I speak for people. I'm not just speaking for myself, because like you just said, I have to display my story and say, well, this is who I am. And for the longest time, that's what it was about. Like, let me get other people to tell their story. Hey, who is Jay Wandoe? Like, really, who is he? I know you talked about how he arrived, how you came up with him, and what he wants to do, but who is he? What can we know about this figure? This, the pseudonym you created, yes, but he had to come from somewhere. So the fact that you came from the same place and we have very similar backgrounds and grandparents and all that, so I just didn't have the kids till later, and by the time my oldest gets 21, that's another almost 8 years from now. So I'm pretty sure I have a lot different perspective about parenthood at that point. So
listen, people they'll bash a teen mom, but I tell my friends all the time, y'all kids
yeah,
are bitches
I'm a
too.
teen. I'm a teen mom recipient. Like I'm born of a teen mom and dad. So
Yes, I tell her all the time, like,
I
y'all
get it.
kids in elementary school. My kids, my
Yeah,
youngest is a freshman. I got a senior
sure.
and I got an adult.
Yeah,
So, like, I have a little brother. So,
right.
but yeah,
Real
like,
talk.
yeah, I absolutely, they came exactly when I needed them to come.
Yep.
And
Right.
maybe it shouldn't have necessarily been that way, but like everything happens for a reason. And so out of what I was doing, God
Yes.
gave me what I needed out of what I was doing. And it's like he's gonna make the best out of, he's gonna get the glory out of whatever you're doing. And you can always make the
Hmm.
best out of whatever he gives you. So like I'm I'm glad I got them all out of here, because I didn't want kids at all. And
Mm.
I remember telling somebody that my senior year, I remember telling somebody that I don't want kids. I was babysitting all the time. And I was like, I'm tired of kids. I've always got somebody else's kids. And I was like, I didn't want kids. And like a couple months later, I found I was pregnant. So
You
it's
don't want
like,
kids, but you got a child.
yeah,
So
dang,
you
bro.
don't want other people's kids, but you got your own child.
Yeah, and it was like my senior
Words
year.
words matter. Mm.
I didn't get to go to the school. Like I was accepted to, I had over a 4.0 GPA. Like my plans were to do so many things, like to go off the school, and I still had the opportunity. My mama was like, "You can do it, and I'll keep him." And I was like, "No, that's mine. He mine.
Mm.
I want to stay with my baby." So I went to Francis Man for the year, and after that, I was like, I wanted to work. Now that I wish I wouldn't have done, because I had full ride, and your freshman year, you hang out a little bit, and
Yeah.
I was at the
At
Legion.
the Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I
I
already
was at
knew
the
it.
Legion and RJ Lounge a little bit too much,
Mm.
and
Andre. Woo. See, we gotta have a part two now. And I don't even want to bring up I didn't even want to bring a part two up, but you're
yeah,
gonna have to
yeah,
extend the party.
make
But
it a
nah,
whole
that's
episode.
love, man.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
for real.
and that's kind of, I wanted to work after that, but I definitely
Okay.
still have the foundations. I was still able to go back to school. Like you mentioned Xavier Sounds. Like I always say, right, that was my first friend at Francis Marion. We met at orientation, and that was my girl.
That's
Like
family. That's
always been my
family.
girl.
That's family.
I love her so
Wow.
much, and she's been supportive. She's my one of my clients for makeup. So
Oh,
yeah, she's always super super supportive, and so I'm like, I still make the connections and everything. It's just kind of, just the space I'm in. It's like my word for this year, I say, is intentional. I've been saying that for a minute. So it's like every
mhm.
encounter down to this podcast, everything is so intentional. It has purpose. It's the
Okay.
right season for it. And that's how I'm moving. I'm just moving by intention. And since I've been saying this, like I'm hearing God so much more clearly. And because I actually did I spoke at a brunch. It was a women's brunch, and it was talking about the healing through writing, like how
Mm.
writing is a form of healing and self-care. And in that space, because at home they know Jessica, so I was kept being referred to as Jessica. And so I was like, I don't know who you. I
Boy, they don't be want to
you did
respect you
not.
when you change,
I
man.
won't even say
I can't.
in
I
a
love
way.
y'all, but I can't. I'm talking to. Go ahead, go ahead.
In a
'Cause I'm
way,
about to
some
get.
of them it's like I feel like they when somebody's intentionally
Mm-hmm.
not.
Want to keep you in your place.
Yes. And I think for this particular event, they didn't know because they
Yeah.
had never really encountered me. They knew that Jessica wrote, but they didn't know Juri because, like I said, I kept my pages separate. My friends on my personal page weren't even my friends on my writer's page. It's completely separate.
Same
And
here.
I didn't, and I always wear, like, I always have on like some variation of sunflowers or something, or the color yellow, like this part of my brand. That's the whole story behind that. But so I always have that. And that particular day, I dressed according to the theme. And that morning, I was like, God, I don't have on my sunflowers. I just don't even feel right. Like, I don't feel like myself at all. And I was so nervous. And when I got there and I opened the pamphlet, there was a girl in there that was one of the vendors, because I get like tunnel vision. So I don't even see what's all around me, especially when I'm trying to prepare because I'm trying not to throw up, so nervous. So, but I opened the pamphlet and I saw the words, the sunflower effect. She was one of the vendors. And
Wow.
that's where I got my bracelets from. Like, as soon as I saw it, I looked and I just jumped up and I was like, oh my gosh, she just had like sunflower bracelets, she had a hat, like different things. All of her, like her brand is nothing but sunflowers, and she made the jewelry and everything. So I was like, girl, you just don't know. I needed to see you because I had nothing with sunflowers on it today. And she is the only one who recognized me as Juri, not just.
Mm.
She was like, oh my God, you're Juri Hines. Like, she knew me, had read my book, everything. And I was like, this is nothing but God. Like, this is solely God showing me. Because how is it the one person that I needed you more than just for your product? Because what she poured back into me, just knowing who I was as the author in a space where everybody just knew that Jessica writes books. This person actually knew Juri. And she
Mm.
was just like, I'm probably like your biggest fan. And I'm like, give me a hug. Like,
Mm.
and like now, like we are so connected and we have so many similarities down from the locks, the everything, and we're like the same age. And I was like, I need you to vend at my event. Like, I need you there. So she'll be at my book expo as one of our vendors. So I'm like, yeah, we locked in now. Like, we cousins. So
Yeah, yeah.
but
For
it was
life,
just
for
so
life.
crazy. Like, God shows you just what you need. He gives you just what you
Just
need. Just look for it. Yeah.
gotta gotta keep your eyes open, man. The third eye, the spiritual eye, the physical eye. You gotta know when people are texting you certain things or calling you during certain times,
Mm-hmm.
because the devil will disrupt and interrupt your space. He
Absolutely.
will he will definitely come in there, and you need to recognize the difference. And I'm probably going to change the title of what I originally was going to be, because I want to add that word recognition
Mm-hmm.
in there, since that was a big part, because I think we do tend to forget who we are first. Like you said, know what God's saying,
Yeah.
but you're His. He's in you, and you're His. So He's not going to put you in a situation where it's like you're gonna throw up when you're nervous. Not saying you couldn't,
Yeah.
but when you're prepared, you know what you're doing. You've been doing this for however long, and like you said, you've been writing for a year, but you've really been writing 4 years. It's
Yeah.
just like now it's more of a professional setting. So, oh, that's an amazing story. That's just something normally I just kind of edit through videos and whatever, and I put them up. I know I'm gonna watch this over. I need to see how I'm responding,
Yeah.
because I am enjoying this.
Thank you.
However, I know how we can be. If somebody even click through and sped through to this point, let's get to the good stuff. All right. So, for those who are in a space of wanting to become a writer, wanting to become anything outside of what they just do day to day, whether they're 21 or 51. What tips or advice could you provide for those people who may, like you said, this was last year, so you're 37, 38, and you're saying, hey, this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
What did you feel, and then how can you give those people some inspiration going forward?
If there's anything that you want to do, of course, people always say, just do it. If you want to do it, do it. Do it scared. Do it. You just don't even know where it's going to go. Just do it. But also, in addition to doing it, surround yourself with people who are doing it, because that's where your motivation is going to come from. That's where your determination is going to come from. Well, I won't even say motivation, because motivation fluctuates. Some days you're motivated, some days you're not. But the discipline comes whenever you're watching, like when sometimes you have to study things to actually see how it works. And being in the space, like wherever I go to events, and now that I follow so many, I'm more so on my writers pages than I am on my makeup pages. And because I did take a couple of years to kind of like just focus on makeup, well, think I pretty much mastered that to where I want to be right now. So I don't have to give that my full attention. But writing, I'm not where I necessarily want to be. So I focus on authors. I engage with authors, because sometimes we feel like we're bothering people and we're really not. Like, I've been in spaces where I've had so many encouraging authors. I was talking about one yesterday. Her name's Kay Shanae, and she's a romance author out of Chicago. I reached out to her, and when I tell you, she dropped gem after gem after gem. Like, she just gave me so much information. Like, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. And find a writer's coach. If writing is what you want to do, find a writer's coach. If I'm getting into coaching, I've done like a little bit. I was actually asked to coach, like probably like right after I published my first book. But I'm like, and I kind of felt like maybe it's too early, because I only had one book under my belt. But at the same time, the same principles that I applied to get the one book done, I had to reapply those same principles to get the other two done. And sometimes the principles change up a little bit, but you're learning as you go. And I said, if anybody wants to write, definitely reach out to me, because we learn in real time over here. Like, when I said I had a Zoom call earlier, that was me learning something new. And I don't gatekeep. And so sometimes you have to surround yourself with people who don't mind. They want you to do well, and they don't mind if you do better than them, or quote unquote better than them. Your name may get bigger than theirs. You have to surround yourself by people who do not mind that, because a lot of times there are crabs in the bucket. Like, yeah, I want you to do good, but not better than me. I just want you to do whatever God called you to do. Like, I don't have no control over the level that you go to, because if I'm focusing on how far you're going, that means I'm not focusing on where I'm going. So I have to focus on you're part of my journey, but I can't focus on your journey to where I'm not even watching where I'm going. So that's how you just have to find the right people and actually get into it. Pray. I probably should say pray first, but definitely pray for guidance. And you're gonna pray the whole time. You're gonna pray as you're doing it, and then just keep working on your craft, and give yourself grace, because everything is not gonna go like you want it to go in the beginning. But just remember, like, never despise humble beginnings. Track your growth, record your growth, so that you can see your progress, because watching your progress actually, it gives you like that motivation that you need to keep on going, and to know like, okay, it's okay that I'm not perfect where I am, because next year I'm going to be in a different space. And I was talking to someone, because I've been nominated, not to, I've been
Talk to
nominated for a couple of things.
No, you're not. You better talk whatever you feel like talking.
So,
This is
so I
the
was nominated for
opportunity.
a couple of things, and so we were at a luncheon. I was nominated for New Author of the Year. Did not win New Author of the Year, but like, you couldn't tell, because
Hey, not
to me, I
nods
won.
count. Nods count.
The
Yeah.
space I was in, I was too happy to be there. So I won. You can't tell me that I didn't win. I didn't win the actual trophy, but I won, because I was talking to my favorite author. I was talking to her daughter, and me and Alindra was talking, and I was telling her like just how I have these moments now. I don't know if you ever seen like those boneless reading chairs that have been on TikTok and things like that. You just take it out the bag and it blows up. It's like when we get off camera, I can show it to you. But I ended up getting me one of those chairs. And I'm like, since I've opened my chair, I don't know, I was joking around, but I was like, it's become like my wailing chair or something. Because it seems like whenever I sit in it and I get really comfortable, I start crying. But in a good way, because I just kind of like start reflecting and just kind of like look at where you were a couple years ago. Look at where you were last year. And I said, I was like, I'm not where I want to be yet. My name may not be the biggest yet, but I'm like, just my part, just seeing where I've grown as a person, not just as an author, but also as a person, like where mentally I've grown. And I'm like, it's just so overwhelming. And I'm so grateful to be in that space. And she was like, you may not be where you think you're supposed to be. She was like, but we know you. Like, she was like, Juri, we know you out here in these streets. Like, you are known. It's like, we know you more than you think we do. And just her telling me that, and even with my book club, author, there was an author, Tatum James, that was on the, in my other book club meeting earlier today. And I joined late because I was on my Zoom call, and she was like, yeah, I know her. And just kind of like the response that I get from other authors who've been in the game years and years and years. And then when I see them, like the love that's shown, and some of them I don't even necessarily know their names. I tell people that all the time. If you don't look exactly like your profile picture, you don't have your name, your Instagram on your shirt or
Well, hey,
something like
girl.
that,
Hey,
I may not
ma'am.
recognize you because I've literally met somebody. She came up to me, gave me her name, hugged me, and everything, and I'm like, hey, and I guess I gave a little look like, who I'm hugging, and she said her name. I was literally texting her on my way to this event.
Wow.
And did not realize that this was her in my face. So like in this space, it's like the connections that you make when you're not face to face are so important. So, and it rolls over when you become face to face. So I go to a lot of book events, so they know my face from those. But when you have like the interactions, those are like they're so primal to me, because it's like, it's not just me liking a post or commenting a post. We having conversations. You're feeling somebody's energy, and whenever, so that's why I say surround yourself by those people that are doing the things that you want to do, and make sure you're surrounding yourself by people who are already doing what you want to do, not people in the same space that you are. Couple of them we could be on the same level, but all us can't be on that level. Because who we learning from? Like somebody has to be showing us the way. We can't keep learning from each other's mistakes. We got to learn from somebody who's not necessarily in real time, who's already experienced it and they're already can pave that way. Like we need the road paved. We can't all be paving it as we go. And so like being in those spaces and actually making those connections and seeing people who are where I want to be, like that is so like, it is so real. And it's just like, it shows me like this is for real. Like this can happen. Because they're no, I won't say they're no better than me, but they're no better than me. There's no better respect of persons. Like there's nothing that they're doing that you can't do. And like one author, she's actually from Columbia, Kimberly Brown. She posted on Facebook. I saw it like right before I joined, I think. And she was showing her pages read. Like she reached a milestone where she had over 2 million pages read, like in this month. 2 million pages read in a book. One. Because on Amazon we get paid by pages read whenever they're on
Audible.
whenever like you do Kindle Unlimited, we get paid by
Oh,
pages read.
Kindle. Sorry, yeah. Okay.
So, and she posted that this girl had over 2 million pages read in a book that has not been out 30 days. Now, granted, the physical book may be about 400 or 500 words, but if you had, 400 or 500 pages, somewhere in there, maybe. I don't have the physical book, so I can't say, but for you to have 2 million read, and I think that book came out like a week ago.
Wow.
And like, that's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
You're right there, yeah.
And to me, that is so dope. I'm just as happy for other people as I would be for myself, because I put myself, that's gonna be me. That's a goal. That's a goal that I'm striving for. Now that I see it's attainable, or even some things that I don't even realize could be a goal. That's now attainable, but I can't come to that conclusion if I'm not surrounded by people who are further than I am. So that's why I say definitely connect yourself with people who are where you want to be. And it's not, I saw this thing. Well, it was like a whole conversation on TikTok where people they were talking about people who basically kind of use you for your influence. And,
Mhm.
but my take on it is, are we not all? Like,
In some
you
way,
can
right?
front with me, like, let me know, like, you're not trying to backdoor me and do some underhanded stuff. Why wouldn't you want to? Like, it's not, like, oh, she's befriending me just so she can learn everything that I'm doing.
Hmm.
Why wouldn't I? Like, if I
It,
think that much of you to befriend you, like, I got to be able to learn something from you.
right.
If not, why are we friends? Why are we
And if I'm so good, I mean, excuse me, if I'm so good, what you take from it shouldn't really affect me really at
exactly,
all.
exactly,
Because I've seen it since I started my ideas and things. And you just never know. Maybe it is coincidence, but sometimes it's like, hold on now, this is I talked to you about this, or now sometimes I talk to people, so I like, hey, you should do this, and they do it, and I'm like, yes, it's working,
yeah,
and I'm good. You've amassed more than whatever, but I already know, just like you, our lane is
exactly,
paved. It's already set. It's not maybe not it may not be till 2027 or 8. Who knows? Who cares?
right,
It's already out. We already making moves. Latrice James, shout out to Latrice, went to South Florence. She's one of my first people I've had on.
wow.
40 some thousand followers. Pieces of Posh. I didn't go to her nervous or like, because you have that's a big platform. I can't talk to you. And we had a great conversation. We had more than one. My boy Woo Man, he has millions of followers, TikTok, YouTube, and I met him hooping overseas. We were in England, and so we met through that. Excuse me. We had a great conversation. It wasn't like I felt nervous. He's 10 years younger than me, so it's not like I'm like, hey man, can I come by your house and do a recording? No, I just I'm more so about time.
Right.
So I'm all about people's time, and if you're willing to do, let's do it. I've had people reject me and say, nah, I'm not comfortable or whatever. Cool.
Hmm.
I'll see you on the other side. There's no love lost, but I'll see you on the other side. When the things start rolling and you start seeing myself or whoever in different spaces, I may not be so willing to be like, hey, let's revisit.
Yeah,
That's just what it is. And I don't have to. It's not
exactly,
going to take away anything. So
exactly.
yeah,
The
please
platform
take the
changes.
game.
The
Yeah.
platform changes, and I think you have to be able to discern someone learning from you versus someone leeching off of you. So
Hmm.
there, once you discern that, then you can kind of know, okay, maybe I need to fall back. But still, yeah, you're still never losing focus on where you're going. Like that's just the main
Right.
thing. Like, don't lose your focus. You can't lose your focus, and it's hard. This journey definitely hasn't been easy, and like I said, I still have a long way to go. Especially with me just throwing an event in there, and it's just like super nervous. I keep turning my head because you said a name, so I just pulled up Latrice James and I just followed her on Instagram because
Oh,
that's my
please.
thing. Like, I
Yeah.
gotta do it while it's fresh on my brain. But
That's why, and I brought her up for that reason because she would be someone I would say would likely come to your event. I'm pretty sure she's real. Oh my God, Treese is everything. I love that girl. You can go back if you go back to my channel. She's on there. She went through a surgery and lost a bunch of weight, so she
mhm,
may not look the same. And I'm gonna text her over the holiday and just ask her
yeah,
if she would she be willing to revisit because I know she's really busy, but in the influencer space, and she's from Florence, so
yeah,
I meant to mention her earlier, but I want to make sure I acknowledge her as someone who is from Florence. And I had a couple other people I'll get to later, but
hmm,
is from Florence and is really doing something outside of the city, but also to represent herself as a Black woman who's in our same age demographic and just really out here making life changes, really influencing people,
yeah,
with her content. I love it.
yeah. And that's kind of where I'm gravitating more because it's very vital. It's necessary, and the more that I've gone out, because I've challenged myself the same way I did with the poetry. I challenged myself to actually get out and market myself, not just on social media, but
Okay.
actually going places, talking to people. I've did a little bit in Florence. I do have to do more in Florence. But I went to
Mm,
Atlanta when I went for that weekend. I did it in Atlanta, did it in Conyers. Um, then I did it in Greenville. And I was just like meeting people. And it's like I became one of those people. Like if you get them eye contact, they coming. like I was walking and the girl
yeah,
complimented my hair. Next thing you know, I'm over. So do y'all like to read books? like,
whatever
so
it takes.
yeah, and we had a good conversation, and come to find out, like, yeah, they did read books, and her daughter, she was like in her
Hmm.
early 20s, she was in a book club, and so like you never know until you actually open your mouth, and even down to I was at a hotel, I went to a bookstore in Conyers, Georgia, and I
Oh yeah,
met the book owner at
East Side.
yeah, I met a book owner, the bookstore owner at a book event last May, Black Romance Book Fest. And so it was like on my bucket list. Every time I went to Atlanta, which I feel like Atlanta almost became a second home this summer. But
Hmm.
every time when I'm passing through Conyers, it was too early. They weren't open. And when I was coming back through, they were closed. So this particular day, I was like, I got time. I'm going to go. So I had an awesome time. I was talking to someone that lived in Dallas. And
Hmm.
actually they had like she was actually an author. I think they was the authors or editors, but they had like book signing. And I just happened to come during that time, and it was three ladies. Two lived in Conyers, the other one lived in Dallas, and they had a book, and it was called the Handbook. It's called like the Handbook to Counseling African American Women. That's what it's called.
Mm, mm,
And
need that.
my thing was, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this book because for one, I think I'm my friend's therapist anyway, so I can now
Okay, same.
diagnose them. And also, just and I was like, because y'all
Ah,
are black women. I'm like, y'all are black women, so yeah, that's my main reason I'm gonna buy it. But also, I know I
okay.
can use it in my books. So, like, I suffer from I have ADHD, or I've been diagnosed with ADHD to depression, and I also have PMDD, which is like premenstrual depressive disorder, something like that. And
I'll look it up.
so it's
I
like
got
I
my
got a
DSM-5 on my
huh?
computer, so I don't know if you know I'm a social worker, so I got my
Really?
D yeah, I got my DSM-5 on my computer. I can look that up.
Yeah. So like I've been diagnosed
Yeah.
with those things. The latter, I was even diagnosed with PTSD from my divorce actually. And I didn't even know that was a
Okay.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Um But like all of these things are starting to affect my health. How you said that her looks changed, she lost weight. Like I lost a lot. At one point I had lost like 100 pounds. I gained some of it back. But
Mm,
it was like more of a health thing because my health
right,
was
right.
failing, and you never realize how your circumstances affect your health. Like I was pre-diabetic, didn't know it, didn't know I had no vitamin D in my body.
Mm, mm.
Um I have
Oh, this is a
had
story, y'all. This is.
listen,
I'm sorry to cut it off, but like this is a story. So
there
this
there's
all this needs to be captured. I love it.
there's so many things. Like I have been suicidal. I have there is the oh my god, it's so many things. And look where I'm at. So like
Right.
I'm not defined by
Smiling,
any of these
laughing.
things. It's like, yeah, take
Right.
your medicine, but that's my main thing. Take your medicine because, like, since I've been taking like my ADHD medicine, is I can focus so much better, and I can translate a thought. And now it's like understanding like this is it's not a you thing. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just how your brain works. Like PMDD, it's how my brain works. It's not emotional. It's just like the way my brain is wired. God wired me this way, and it's like I'm still able to function. A lot of people are not even able to function as well as I am, and to be able to write
Hmm.
books. But I feel like honestly, I feel like if you don't have some type of diagnosis or something you should be diagnosed with, then you can't write books. Like there is,
I feel
you
that.
have to have some level of something in order to write a book that captures somebody's soul because You gotta go. Sometimes you gotta go to dark places to get these stories, and you have to really tap out of your reality. Like when I
Out.
read out of 24 hours, I'm probably reading 20. And that's
Okay.
while I'm driving. I'm listening to a book. That's while I'm working. I have a
Mm.
book in my ear. Because if people get too loud, I feel like I actually have earbuds. And the earbuds that I have, they're J Labs, but it's the one that goes behind your ear.
Yep.
Actually had people who thought I wore a hearing aid
You just had it
because
all
every
always
time they
in.
saw me that I had that in my ear. And I'm like, no.
You were looking like the father on the Shy.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's like, because I would have
with the
it.
earpiece.
And whenever they're talking to me, I don't hear them. So they really thought I had a hearing problem. I'm like, no, I don't hear you because I'm listening to a book. And at my kids' games, I either got my
Just blocking the
Kindle.
world out.
I always got my book. Like I keep a book.
Okay.
And they would come to me, you reading the book? Yes. I used to go to the club. You reading the book? Yes. Like that's I don't
Hey,
want to be
Shawty.
here.
Let me I'm on chapter 3. Sorry.
You're good. You're
You know.
good. And
No, no,
it's
I'm talking about
like,
I'm saying that was you in
oh
the
yes,
club. Like
that's
too
me.
much
No, I'm reading. I'll be just like this. And like my homeboy's going, I know you're not serious. Yes, I am. Leave me alone. Like I'm ready to go actually. And I would be
mm,
in the car, and when my friends would get in the car, I turn the book off. Turn the book off. And it's like, okay, can we listen? Can I finish this chapter? And then I'll turn it off. Now I'll
oh,
compromise.
that's some that's some commitment for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But that's all I do when I go on my drives, because I'm usually traveling by myself. And whenever I go, which I like it that way, but whenever I go, like I listen to a book, it makes the trip, because I hate driving to Atlanta. Absolutely hate the drive
Most
to
people
Atlanta.
do, even those who live there.
Yeah, but when I put my book on, it flies by, and I can get some good reading done while I'm doing it. So yeah, that's just kind of. But I feel like if I didn't, everything that I'm tied to, all of these whatever issues that I have, it's all tied to making me the author that I am. It makes my stories
Yeah,
relatable. It kind of, and I think that also helps shift or form my writing style, because, like I said,
true.
like there's healing through love. Like all of my books, they inspire some type of healing. And I feel like that's why. Like is self-discovery and healing is going to be in every single one of my books have a purpose. It's not just me writing a story for your entertainment. There's something for you to grab
Mm,
hold of. And a friend of mine, my book club, I have the best book club here. They've read all my books. And she told me, or in one of our meetings, she was like, this is like there.
mm.
And like that just meant so much. And that one of them even asked, she was like, who do you talk to? Like when you come from the male's perspective, where do you get those from? Like, where do you get the male's perspective from? I was like, in my mind. Like, it,
Whatever I think he's thinking
yeah, like, or what I think they should be thinking.
should be
Like
okay.
I may even, I'll come off being the male that I see to some degree, but also in my books, like my males they're very strong men who know what they want. Because I think a lot of women, and just from our stories that we talk about, and it's just like that nigga don't know what he want. That nigga he playing me, and this that. We have so
Yeah.
many negative stories, so it's like my males will not be like that. That's something in the season that I'm in. So that's what I'm saying. In the season that I'm in, my males know what they want, and they know how to treat the women.
They're alpha. They're not ones that apprehensive and still
Very much
learning
so.
in the learning phase. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that.
this is grown men. We
Mm.
grown, and they know what they want, and they know how to treat their women. They're very much so alpha, and my women learn to be. They know how to be soft. If they don't know initially, they gonna learn how to be soft. They gonna teach it their own
Okay.
choice. So yeah.
Okay. Now I definitely got to get tapped in. When we started, I did a bio,
Mhm.
and so she talks about being multifaceted. And as you will hear from this, if you took your time and listen, as you should take your time to read her book, you will learn more that that jury is so much more than what the book says. So I definitely appreciate you coming on. I mean, this has been a therapy session for me. This has been an awakening for me. Like I said, I do want this to be like my first feature, uh, my next social media adventure. I don't know if I even said what I was going to be on, but I'm gonna start a new page, and this will be my first. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm probably gonna keep all of it. It might be a little tweaks I want to make, but I want to keep everything on here. Well, how you feel about captions? You know, when you see a post, how you feel about captions?
I'm cool.
Okay, well, just more so as the viewer, like, what do you need them? Are you a person that's like, if I don't
Um,
have the captions on, will I watch this video? Or
I am a closed caption person all day. Like
yeah,
since and I've been like that. I know how they say like the older we get, the more we have to have closed caption on. But I've always been like that. Even at I think
same.
probably since closed caption came on TVs,
Hmm.
I always
This
watch
closed caption is brought to you by the American whatever
yeah, I
association at
have
the
to have
end.
that
Like,
on because it helps me hear better. I
yeah,
can hear
no,
it better. And so yeah, I even with the videos that I've been posting lately, they do have the caption on them. And I think for my sake, and I say that with TV, I'm so weird in a way because I say that I
we
can
all are.
hear it better whenever I'm watching TV. I
When
hear it
they're
better when I
watching
have the
this,
closed
yeah, I
caption on.
heard that.
But when I'm hearing my voice, I will mute it and I'll read it.
Hmm.
And that's a therapy session because I don't like to hear my voice.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like I said, I'm gonna go back and play it, replay it. But when I get to my part, I'm already knowing what I said, so it's not like I don't need to hear me again.
That's
So
crazy that we
I'm
have
gonna
these
listen to you.
senses and don't like to
Yeah,
hear ourselves. And
it's
I
wild.
sing. I sing on praise and worship. And like sometimes whenever I'm scrolling and I scroll past the church's page or I see where I'm tagged, if I hear myself, I tell you I scroll so fast because I just don't
Mm,
want to hear myself singing. I love to hear
that's
my
wild.
daughter sing and she sounds just like me, but I don't like
Sure.
to hear me. It's
That's something we like talking about research. We need to research that and figure out what that is. I mean, I'm while I'm in school for my master's, I teach. I'm in class in front of hundreds of kids every day,
yeah.
yelling at them, giving little TED talks, which some of them love. Some of them are like, "Oh, here come Mr. M again," but
Yeah.
they appreciate it. So yeah, that's just something we have to just tap into. One last thing for me, I've been listening to reading "Successful Failures" by Kevin Fredericks or Kev on
I
Stage.
want that book.
Um, we have the same birthday, so that's been like almost like my twin, but he's 2 years older. But somebody I really look up to. A lot of our stories are similar. So give me one of your biggest successes outside of the nomination, and then your biggest failures, and then how does that encompass your success, and then we'll roll out with mentions and how people can find you.
Okay, so one of my biggest successes would be recently there was a book event called Bray, Black Readers Appreciation event, where like a bunch of us authors will put our books for free on whatever platform that we have them on, where our readers can just go and download the books. And I would say one of my biggest successes is last year I had my one book, Sparks in the Moment, and I had like 1,100 downloads. I think during that event, it's like a 3-4 day event, and I had like 1,135 downloads. And this year, and this year I had it for the 4 days. It was like 4 or 5 days, something like that. And this time I had like 10,415 downloads or something like that.
Wow.
So to me, and that's just, I only had two more books. So to me, even though my books are free, they were on the
Mm-hmm.
platform for free, but that's how I know success is not measured by money. Because that's 10,000 people got my books. And even if one of those people grabbed all three books, that's still thousands of people see my name. So like it just I've noticed like I've had an increase in my following on TikTok. I've had an increase in my following on Instagram, and I definitely know that that has something to do with it because if they're like me, I want to see the person behind the pages. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But just to know that my name has now entered several other group chats, several other chats, several other text threads, social medias. Like I'm on so many different Kindles and iPads and everything now. So I would say that has been one of my greatest successes. Just to be placed into more rooms. Um, One of my biggest failures would be, I would say my Moment of Truth book, my second book, which is Moment of Truth. And it's a failure, not in the sense of my book is not good. My book is good. It's my least favorite. It's my least favorite because of the circumstances behind the scenes, which ties into the conversation we had earlier about editing and promoting, and everybody is not meant for you to work with. So that would probably be where I would say would be one of my biggest failures, or also one of my greatest lessons, because that's how I learned that lesson. Like, you can't work with everybody, because my book wasn't promoted as it should have been. Everybody who's read my book, the book clubs who have read my book, awesome reviews of my book. And I personally don't feel like I tapped into my book. I wrote it, yes, wrote every word. It's all me, no AI, it's me. But I can't tell you as much about that book as I can my others because of the negative connotation that's attached to it. So I've been trying to read it and trying to reread it. One, to me, the same way I don't like to hear myself talk, reading my words is the same way because I still hear my voice. And so it's kind of hard for me to read my books, but also at the same time, knowing what I went through with that book, it just makes it so much harder to read it. But I've been saying, like, yeah, I gotta circle back and I gotta give my baby justice, because like my book it's really good when people like point out like certain things about the book. I'm like, oh, I forgot that was even in there. Oh, I forgot, because and I was writing that one when I was writing my Blake University. I also write both of them at the same time. So
Okay.
that just kind of made it even harder. But I would say that would be one of my biggest failures. It's just in myself not promoting my book like I should have. Yeah, but I mean, it's nothing that I can't go back and fix. So yeah.
Resiliency. I hear a lot of resiliency. I hear a lot of self doubt, but self confidence.
Mhm.
I hear some. I hate using this word, but a little revenge. Like I feel like you got to give yourself and some others some get back. Like you owe some people. Your kid. You owe your kids. You owe the old Jessica, the old Juri, the young Juri who started writing.
Mhm.
And please just recognize that you have, like you said, you got the opportunity to get all that back. You know, God has placed you on this earth to succeed, not just exist.
You're right.
So I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all here for it. Before I leave, I feel like I'm one of them artists that I mean, one of them street rappers that say, "Hey man, listen to my mixtape," because I like I like to write. I like to like just type thoughts out.
Mhm.
I didn't put a title to this, so if you don't mind, if y'all don't mind, audience, I want to share something real quick. So like I don't know if I spoke same my voice talking out loud, man, you mumble because I wasn't enunciating my words correctly all the time because I'm listening to myself, so I think I'm loud,
Mhm.
but my voice was loud in here, not outward.
Right.
So this is something I wrote a while ago, but I rewrote or added, so I don't know the date.
Mhm.
So it starts like this, and I hope I don't mess it up. And hey, hey, don't mind me. I'm just thinking out loud instead of holding it in. And now I'm holding my pen instead of holding my sin, expressing my issues that wouldn't be issues if they didn't cause issues that you didn't even know existed had you been honest. Back to the question: what is asking too much, or what or is what I'm not doing enough? I'm only asking because now I need to know. Before I asked because you said I always seem to know what I'm talking about, but now I don't. Funny how that works. But nothing's really funny at all anymore. Shoot, we really don't even talk anymore. We just wonder what we think and ask others for confirmation as we walk around doing something for everyone else while we only rest in our own thoughts and lie down in our stress that we take on from everyone else. Or maybe that's it. Do I add to yours? Is the bad man that I remind you of replay so much that you don't even realize that he's gone? Or is he here and I'm him and I'm unaware that he still exists, but he just changed his appearance? Let me go look in this mirror. And I wrote that to my dad. I wrote that with him in mind, at least, or to anybody who looked at me a certain way, like I wasn't who I am, whether that's a friend or again a son, because it would always come down to, well, you don't call me back or you didn't reach out to me, so that and it works both ways. So you can hear the passion in it, because when I was finally able to express my feelings toward the person, it I can tell it caused some like, whoa, like I didn't know you felt that way. Well, you didn't ask me. And anytime I did ask you a question or try to, I always felt, well, if I'm talking to you like this and you're upset, you wait till I tell you how I really feel. You're not gonna like it.
Ooh,
So,
yes.
because I've been being nice for 30 years. I've been being real compassionate, real like not saying things about family members, not saying things about how I really wanted to talk to you about things, how I really, and so that was just one of the two. I have another one called Blame Me, which I'll I'll revisit that.
Yeah, we
That's
gotta do this
just
again.
kind of,
We gotta do this again.
yeah.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, because I love that, and I resonated with that
Mm,
like a lot because yeah, in on so many levels. Like I really really like that. That whole "Am I enough?" That was a big issue for me. Like
yeah,
that was a
yeah,
big question. Am I enough? And I that question went to a lot of different people.
sure.
I asked that question, but it's like if we don't answer that question for ourselves, and I think that's the most important person that we answer that question to. Because am I really going to define my worth based off of whether you feel like I'm enough for you?
Yeah,
Because maybe you're just not enough for me. Maybe you just can't
mm,
handle me. Like maybe you the problem. Like, and if
maybe it
I
should.
am the problem, I'm working on my problems. So like there's so many ways now. It's like once you recognize yourself, how other people feel, I'll give you the courtesy.
That's about it.
But at the end of the day, and like me and my cousin say, at the end of the day, and when the day ends,
They gonna end.
yeah, like I ain't gotta, I don't have to take it. Like
I don't have to
I
sleep
don't
with
have to
you. I
live
don't
with
have
it.
to do anything for you. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to live
Uh,
with that. But my main goal is, am I the problem? Let me figure me out
mm,
because there's things about myself. Like I even just recently learned something. It's called a fearful avoidant. I just literally heard that word recently. Like
sure.
a fearful avoidant and a dismissive avoidant. And I was listening. It was like somebody just on Facebook. I was just scrolling, and I was like, "That's me. That's me." And it goes back to childhood trauma and
Mm,
things because we have not scratched the surface on how deep these issues go.
okay. Oh, I can
But
imagine.
oh my god, so yeah,
Finding out about people's relationships, people that you were related to, you didn't know.
oh my
Finding out this person, and it'd be like people of high regard too, like uncle, what,
like what?
auntie, who, my grandma,
Right.
my granddad did what? They still doing, you know? Yeah.
Listen, like
This is
when
why
you're
we're
old
needed.
enough, because that's how they tell you, like, you know what, you a child, stay in a child's place, but a child got to grow
Hmm.
up. And when I'm growing up, I'm
Child does
side
have to
eyeing
grow up.
everybody because what?
Yeah.
That's that's my aunt, but
Or
yeah,
yeah, you'll understand when you get older. Well, sometimes you don't, and maybe the person may not make it to older. So
exactly.
you just left with stories and
And a lot of things you don't
ideologies,
understand.
wondering.
You're not
Yeah.
understanding as you get older. You just learn how to deal with it. You still don't
Mm,
understand it. You're just dealing with
mm,
it.
yeah.
So you're still not healed. So now you just unhealed, undealt with. It's like the scab is just the scab is not healing. You just walking around with a limp when you could have
Oh,
just went to the doctor and
yeah.
fixed the foot. Like so yeah,
Yeah.
it's no. I think that's a sad part of our community. We just kind of don't deal with things and using this platform, using my writing platform is how I kind of deal with my things,
Mhm.
down to my voice and being heard and things like that is that's how this is how I'm heard. But I definitely, and the way that you said you was just writing down thoughts, like I do
I
that
got a lot too.
so much, like, because this is how, like, I remember telling my husband before, like, so that I don't flip out, like, because I know sometimes whenever you're just in a frustrated place, sometimes whenever you do finally express yourself because you done held it in for so long, or you tried to say it in such a nice way for so long,
Mhm.
or you just kind of dealt with it. By the time you get it out, it's already bubbled up, and it's just like you just gonna get whatever I give you because like this is all I got. This is the only way that I can express it. So it's like let me
Mhm.
think of alternative ways of getting it out. And so I would write even things that I wanted to say to him. I would write it down like a little kid in school. Read this because
Yeah,
maybe
and I'm
you'll
gonna turn my
understand it
head.
better when you read it versus where I say it because maybe I don't say it right, but read it and you can because I know whenever I write from a more vulnerable space then because whenever I'm speaking to you, I have like this defense up, and I sometimes I come off hard. Like whenever I'm talking, I just come off hard, and a lot of that contributes to the reason why I say I don't say stuff a lot. And so, like I know I've just kind of like said some things in some space, and it was like, well, "Dang, you got attitude." And I was like, "Oh, honestly, I thought I was saying it nicely. Like it could have been way worse."
I,
But
I remember that part of Jessica
yeah,
from way back, and that's probably why I didn't avoid you. I was just kind of like, oh, see, now she too much like me. We wouldn't get along.
yeah, like and back then, just imagine, back then I didn't care. Like what you got
Yeah.
was what you got. And like now I am mindful of how I say it. Like I stayed in trouble, stayed in the
Mm.
office because of my mouth. That's how I actually ended up. That's how I actually ended up in Effingham at from school.
Oh,
Yeah, because of my mouth, and
yeah.
I wouldn't stop, and they sent me right on Effingham. So
Y'all
yeah,
know
so
about Effingham. Yep. And some of y'all be
yeah,
like, what is Effingham? Effingham is a pass through town, but they have the county
yeah,
lockup place. And
yeah.
whether I think it's
They
what,
definitely
15
lock
and
me
up,
down.
14, I don't know. It may be
I was a
younger, but
junior. I was a junior in high
oh,
school
okay.
when they took me. So
Okay. Yeah, I think you could be a little older. And they may hold you over today, but don't let it be a Friday. You might not get out of there till Monday.
oh yeah, my mama came 5 o'clock. They let me out.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was just they let a real one out at 5. Let me tell you, it was so cold in there. You ain't had it. I tell you never got to worry about me going back. It was
Going
too
back.
cold
Yeah.
in there. No, that ain't for me. It ain't for me.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, and that was really just stemming from me just letting out frustration and just not knowing how to express it, and now I'm just mad and I'm just completely going off when people telling me to be quiet. Sometimes you gotta be quiet because I didn't go for fighting. I went because I was being belligerent.
You couldn't still stop.
Yeah, I just really could not stop myself. So it's like you kind of learn how to deal with things in different ways. And
Yeah,
writing,
redirect.
yeah.
Yeah, you can redirect your emotions, and that's an emotional intelligence is a whole nother, which we'll get onto another time. I mean, but uh, yeah, let's put the pause on that one, and let's give us whichever platform you can be found at, and just thank you for first, thank you for uh, allowing me to enter your jurisdiction. And
Yes,
that's Juri Zdiction.
yeah,
Because I feel like we're both vulnerable people. Like we allow people in, but at the same time we do have barriers up. I think that's necessary, completely necessary.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Healthy
yes,
boundaries. But
absolutely.
yeah, on social media, I am on Instagram as Juri Hines, TikTok as Author Juri Hines, Facebook as Author Juri Hines.
Look
My
that up right
website
now.
is jurihines.com. My books are available on Amazon. Signed copies
For the
can be
pick.
purchased from
Small.
jurihines.com. Also from there, you're able to follow my
Short.
Love in the Carolinas page, which
Mhm.
that's on Instagram, my Love in the Carolinas page, and I have a Facebook group, Love in the Carolinas, which will be my book event that I'm hosting January 16th through the 18th in Florence, South Carolina.
I just followed you on TikTok.
Yeah,
So
thank you, and it's
yeah, for
definitely
sure.
gonna be a dope event, but because we have over 40 different romance authors, and a majority of them are from North and South Carolina, like just different parts.
Okay.
My content creators are from Charlotte, originally from
Atlanta.
one's from
Yep.
Charlotte, one's from Atlanta, and one's from Charleston. Um, and I just kind of wanted to keep it keep it home. But yeah, you be
Okay.
able to get tickets anywhere. Inbox me, DM me. I don't mind. I don't. Anybody wants to talk about writing, I definitely do not mind. I'm very much so open to any form of communication as long as you come respectfully. Yeah.
Gotta come with the respect. Gotta come
Yeah,
respectfully. Yeah.
definitely.
I'm glad for your thank for your time. You know, that's like I said, always we show gratitude on this show. It's the Doe Spot where you have entered and now you got to get out of here. You got to go home.
Yeah.
But got to get up out of here. So as Juri leaves, any other words of encouragement before we get out of here for the night?
Only thing I can say is if your heart leads you to do it, do it. Follow your heart, follow God, and let God lead, direct your heart. And that's it. It's all right.
That's it, y'all. It's Jay Wandoe. It's Juri Hines. It's a Doe Spot. Please check out the books. I'll leave them on the page. Follow the website and enjoy yourself. Just stay blessed. Till the next time.